following video contains major spoilers from Arrow Season 4.
Well, that's better.
Let's start with...
Great idea, Felicity, because this breakup made absolutely no sense.
Gon Give It to you.
The main reason that Felicity breaks up with Oliver in Season 4 is because he didn't tell Felicity that he had a son. Now, don't get me wrong, I was thrilled that they broke up. But let's just go over what happened. Alright, so the first part of the 3-show crossover ends with Oliver seeing Samantha with a kid. Understandably, Oliver begins to wonder if that's his son. Then in the second part of the crossover, Oliver steps out of the house and claims that he's gonna go run something down. Apparently Felicity can tell that Oliver's not acting like himself, so she begins to ask questions. Oliver then says this.
There is something going on, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I would just like the chance to know what I'm dealing with first.
It's important to note that at this moment, Oliver does not know for sure that he has a son. So saying,
I would just like the chance to know what I'm dealing with first.
Is perfectly logical and acceptable. Because if Oliver told Felicity that he might have a son, she would most likely freak out.
Okay.
Now look, Felicity says okay.
Okay.
You hear that? She says
Okay.
So as it stands, Oliver is going to tell Felicity about what he's doing at a later point in time when he knows for sure what he's dealing with. Okay, next we see Oliver approach Samantha and ask about the kid. She lies to him and says,
William isn't yours.
But just to be sure, Oliver takes one of William's hairs off of his hat and he goes to CCPD and asks Barry to run a DNA test. Oliver sees the results and reacts accordingly. Then before leaving, Oliver specifically says,
Barry, yeah? Don't tell anyone about this.
Seconds later, Felicity enters the room and sees the paper in Barry's hands. Felicity bugs Barry and Barry eventually caves and shows her the paper. Anyways, next we see Oliver confronting Samantha and telling her that he knows that William is his son. Samantha eventually tells Oliver that in order for him to have a relationship with William, no one can know that William is his son. I know it sounds silly, but here, watch this.
He can't know that you're his father, and nobody else can. I don't care if that sounds harsh. I'm his mother, and I will do whatever I feel I have to do to protect him.
Samantha, there is someone in my life now. Please, don't make me keep this from her.
Oliver, you will if you want a relationship with my son. These are my conditions. You've already asked the world of me. I'm just asking for the same in return.
Okay, now Oliver returns to the house and Felicity is waiting for him outside. Let's see what happens next.
Then what is it?
I think Damien Dark has someone operating in Central City, so I sent Barry to run down a lead.
This kind of lead? He didn't know what he was giving me, but I run enough tests on your blood to recognize your DNA sequence anywhere. You had him run a paternity test, didn't you?
Look, Felicity.
Stop!
What? You just asked him a question. Let him answer it and explain himself.
I cannot hear another lie.
It's more complicated than that.
God, Oliver, you're the only person on this planet who considers the truth complicated.
That's an exaggeration.
Just to be clear, I don't care that you have a child. I can't believe that you have a child that you didn't tell me about. I care that you lied to me just now.
You know that my whole world just exploded? And I think that I'm entitled to a minute to process that by myself.
Come on, that's definitely a fair point. He just found out that he has a son.
You somehow managed to go to CCPD and track down Barry. You didn't keep it to yourself, you kept it from me.
Actually, he did keep it to himself because Barry didn't even know what the DNA test was really for. Plus, wait a second, you already acknowledged this less than a minute ago.
He didn't know what he was giving me. When were you planning on telling me?
I don't know.
If you loved me, if you trusted me, telling me this wouldn't be such a burden. It would be a relief. But you don't trust me.
Are you serious?
You never will. And how can I be with someone who doesn't trust me?
Seriously, Felicity? Okay, let's go over what's wrong with this.
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real.
Felicity makes it clear that she's upset about the lie and not about the fact that he has a son.
Just to be clear, I don't care that you have a child. I can't believe that you have a child that you didn't tell me about. I care that you lied to me just now.
So she supposedly breaks up with Oliver because he lied to her. That's funny, because she's actually lied to him before as well.
All right, here's a list of all their heists and attacks.
That was fast.
Yeah? Yeah, like, riding a bike.
First about that, it was the Larson Credit Union?
No, it was Sterling National.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you know that?
Same way you knew about Larson.
Olicity. Wanna play again?
What game are we playing?
Playing the reason that you know so much about the ghost is because you've been helping the team behind my back game. I'm just going over the past 5 months in my head. When you got food poisoning when we were in Thailand?
Yes, I might have been secretly working with the team, but I didn't exactly lie about the food poisoning. A lamu is extremely hard to digest.
What about when you missed our boat, missed in Positano?
Okay, that one was a little fib.
Bali? Oh, Felicity, you said there wasn't even email in Bali.
I know, but we both know I'm just that good.
Good at lying? Interesting.
I don't understand.
Yep, we don't either. So Felicity has just admitted that she has lied multiple times to Oliver over the past 5 months. He's gonna break up with her, right?
Hey, I don't care that you lied to me. I don't care.
Okay.
With the non-stop, my problem stainless steel.
Felicity's final words of this scene were,
And how can I be with someone who doesn't trust me?
now, let me remind you of what happened. Remember this? Oliver specifically told Felicity that he will tell her all about what's going on after he gets a chance to know what he's dealing with.
There is something going on, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I would just like the chance to know what I'm dealing with first.
Okay.
But she decides to track him down, and she doesn't mind her own business. Do you see what I'm getting at here? It's not that Oliver doesn't trust Felicity. Felicity doesn't trust Oliver. Okay, now let's address a couple of potential counterpoints.
Go hard getting busy with it, but I got such a
Some of you may think that Felicity only went to the CCPD because she was told to do so. Well, this isn't true. Here's what happened.
That staff is how we kill Savage. Okay, someone needs to inform Oliver and Barry.
As you can see, all she was told was to inform Oliver and Barry. Inform, not track down and go to the location that they're at. I mean, come on, surely a phone call would have been enough.
yeah, I am life, so I got to win.
Some of you may also argue that these events had nothing to do with the breakup that occurred in episode 15, which is where I started this video. And yes, shortly after this scene, Barry does run back in time. However, this does not excuse the words that were said by Felicity, and the writing in these scenes triggered me enough to make a video about it over 2 years later. But hey, this is just the beginning.
You're gonna get a lot of people mad. You're speaking a lot of truth. A lot of people mad. You're speaking a lot of truth.